Y'all already know this your girl Heather Renee right here with the no teleprompter. Make sure y'all subscribe. They go live 2 times a week. Y'all know what I say. Wait for it. Let's get into it. That's why he talking about getting in the middle. Why y'all chairs ain't?
We got, I mean,
I'm just like,
we got to make sure that you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being here on the No Teleprompter podcast.
Thank you for having me.
#1 in the city. You heard?
Talk about it.
Hey, before we get into this shit, how are you doing, Heather Renee?
I'm doing good. Look, I'm excited to see what we finna get on today.
Okay, well, can you tell the people what you do for a living and your drop shit?
Okay, so in real life, I'm a nurse. I also have a shop at 3903 Eisenhower Road, booth K20, called Infinity Blinks and More. You can get lashes, purses. My 2 times best-selling book, Broken Not Damaged, on Amazon. I also do music. Like I said, I'm an author, so really I'm the jack of all trades.
Yeah. Jay?
What up, though?
How was you doing this weekend, man? How you been since we took that week off?
Hey, man, first of all, man, I just want to, give a shout out to any and everybody that's rocking with the podcast, man. Make sure that you put hands and feet on the like button, share, comment, drop all that ish. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. And, it feels good, man. It just feels good that, we took a week off, but, we had to reset, get a chance to kind of everything's been moving fast, man. So, we just trying to stay on a good hyperspeed level and keep giving good product to the people,
And you know who didn't give good product?
Who's that?
The 2 bars that I went to that tried to unalive me. See, look, you people, because I don't want this podcast to get demonetized or flagged. So we gonna talk in variables tonight, but the message is gonna be heard.
Talk about it.
Y'all tried the alcohol schmoizing me, and I know it for a fact to be true because it's a doctor analysis. You heard what I said on last Wednesday.
That's crazy.
About the rappers and the culture in the city. Jay, what I say so we don't get this twisted, Jay.
Good. I just found it. It said, all black rappers in 210 should quit. Last 5 rappers to pop here weren't black. Y'all get the hint yet? Told abstract maybe black DJs should only spin black artists, black beat makers, and video dudes only push black, if not quit hating on faux mob.
So, just right there. Because although we have a guest, y'all got to get 5 minutes from me real quick. I said stop hating on faux mob. That right there lets you know that I'm not the poster child for division. I gave credit where credit was due. I even said Mexican brothers and sisters throughout the entire broadcast.
You did.
Never said Mexican, never said Negro, never said none of that. I said Hispanic and Mexican brothers and sisters paying homage.
Oh, yeah.
I said the last 5 came from that group. And I said quit crying or quit if you're not ready to combat that, because this is a business. Nobody wants to attack that quote. If rappers get chosen, that means rappers don't get chosen. It's a competition. But all of y'all want to kumbaya. You will not Tory Lanez me. You will not start a schmace war on the behalf of me and my family's name, because we put in work for this name. But if you want to use me to be a catalyst for the conversation, I'm okay being the bad guy, like Jay-Z said. Hello to the bad guy, hello to the bad, that's me. That's cool. And you can continue to do that, because the conversations we have here and the conversations we have in the podcast name, they're always critical thinking and triggering because they provide truth. There's a lot of people right now supporting what I'm saying, and there's a whole lot of people who don't. Facts. The fact that they are having the conversation was the goal. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to push it back to regular scheduled programming. My response is I don't care about any half-breeds. I don't care about any full breeds. And I don't care about any breeds that love one side of the culture and don't. I can have love for all and say none of you are giving an honest opinion because none of you are willing to be honest. I was honest. And if you try to take that sincerity and turn me into a demon, I will take it. because my resume speaks to something totally different. So get your moments and get your shine. But behind closed doors, you're having conversations you were not having prior to what I'm telling you. You're getting boosts off reactions off what the fuck I said that you had no intentions on having. And I'm going to end it here. If you black rappers in San Antonio really have a problem, then do exactly what I said, because you're losing. You're not getting signed. You're not popular. You're saying you're traveling and you're making all this music and you don't want to be signed, but as soon as somebody asks you or gives you $25K, you're going to go running to get signed.
I mean, that's what I be saying.
So to kick it back to the pod, if you don't like what I said, get better, be better, create a group that supports you, because me saying only black should work with black, that has nothing to do with my Hispanic brothers and sisters. That has something to do with my group. That's having accountability, saying we haven't been working together enough, so if we focus on us and only us, maybe we can create unity. But y'all don't hear that. You hear vitriol because you're insecure and you're projecting your lack of self-knowledge. And I love it. More views for the Bruce. Let's get to it. Y'all got any response to that?
This is all respectfully, of course.
Oh yeah, respect.
You know, let's keep the emotions to the side and let's talk logic.
Logical.
You know, because yeah, man, it's
Yeah, business is business.
it's heavy out here with this, man. You know, just from because a lot of this is similar to the comedy world, man.
Okay.
Where I don't really knock any of the Hispanic thing down here because you all are on code with each other. And I get it. I get it. You all put each other on. Some of y'all don't even like each other, but you all will
Show up for each other.
you will stay on code. You'll give that opportunity, and like the flip side is what amazes me is how black people in this city is like what 8 to 10% maybe,
7-8%. Mm-hmm.
and it's more of the most divisive group of you know what I mean, because we don't look. It be old niggas.
Yeah.
That don't even like stand-up comedy. They don't like to come to comedy shows. They'll come in and start talking this, let me see what are they funny? Like they do, and it's like, man, it's real a lot of goofy behavior, man. It's a lot of shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I just think that, you know what I'm saying, like black folks in this city, I don't know if it's ever gonna really be cohesive, and that's even from the music to the entertainment,
Okay.
to any of these things. You know what I'm saying? Even business owners. You know what I mean? Like down here, it's a different kind of energy, man. It's a different energy.
It really is.
Before I respond, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm piggybacking off it. So first thing first, I'm an artist.
Okay.
So, but I'm very.
Let's hear your take on it.
Don't even start.
You
but
in
look,
the weeds, so talk
yeah.
to us.
So I'm an artist. So I'm gonna be. For the people that know me, I know I got my little pages and stuff. I speak on different things. But when I first read, black rappers should quit rapping in San Antonio, went deep into it. I know that a lot of people got offended. I'm not here to speak on them because I feel like we grown. They can come, book their little whatever. But for me, I didn't take offense because I know conversations that I have behind closed doors. Meaning, y'all have seen me go on rants on Facebook before, under my page. Y'all have seen me do it on Broken Not Damaged. Y'all have seen me basically speaking on. I've been here, 4 years? I done hit every spot there is to hit. I done headlined some of the same people. I done heard things like she's not from here, how she headlining this because you got messy promoters. You got messy hosts. People want to know how you are getting paid. Even somebody paid me $150. Now for me that was a slap in the face because I'm like, I done been in Double XL, and when I was in Double XL, that shit was in 2014. I should have been took off, right? So these are conversations that I have that I feel like the older you get, because I went through artist development 3 times in 3 different occasions, different standpoints, they're always looking for someone younger. Now, granted, if you are a female and you look younger, meaning, I'm all team natural. So y'all know I lost my 56 pounds. I fluctuate, right?
Okay.
So you know, I'm competing with BBL bodies all day. But
We was just talking about that.
when I toured with Mo3, which everybody know that's how I got Heather and Ace. So I toured with Mo3 a year before he died, right? And it was one comment that he said to me, because I'm like, man, I want to be like you. I want to sell out at the House of Blues of Dallas. And, you know, he was mad that whole night, right? So I was like, what the fuck you know, why he mad? So I'm learning. Once again, you say we don't know nothing about business. We don't as artists. We just want to fucking perform. Putting out songs and it ain't even copywritten yet. Just dumb shit, right? So he was mad because at that time he was like, man, all this money I made, I'm only probably gonna see 5,000 because he had legal shit going on. He had, I ain't gonna mention his manager at the time.
Yeah, big tap.
You know, he had a lot of stuff going on, and he told me literally, and like I said, these are things y'all can go back and look because y'all don't know me. You could be bigger than me because you're versatile. He knew what his lane was. He knew that he was a hood nigga. He knew that he wasn't gonna sign with somebody and have to do what they want him to do or be about what he didn't, because he already mastered on his own how to touch money.
Right, facts.
You know what I'm trying to say? He really didn't need no record label. For me, and then he was like, and I'm like, soon as I get mine, he was like, don't sign with him. Now, I mean, I remind y'all, he had his own label and told me not to sign. Because I don't want you to be another Ashanti.
Facts.
I didn't know what he was talking about till I went and did my research. So anyway, everybody knew that's why I didn't sign. Moving forward, yes, I got a buzz. Yes, I got a name. But we're in 25 and Heather Renee still isn't signed. Heather Renee still winning $5,000 with South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Shout out to 1501 Carl Crawford, you know, for putting me back on the map. But things like that, nobody from San Antonio was like, oh, Heather, I seen you did this. Come and do this, come and do that. I had people, let me hold this.
So look,
let me hold that.
Here is how this all comes together. And I want y'all to pay very attention to this. Pay very close attention. My goal is to ignite one side that has been losing while paying homage to the winners, but telling the losers, unless you form a winning recipe like they have, a conglomerate of unity, backing, pushing in all facets, you will lose.
Facts.
And they all say, what does that look like? Okay, I'll tell you what it looks like. Let's fast forward, let's rewind back to 2016, 17, when Christopher Polk had the city on lock. The group's name was Ape Life. He had a feature with Kevin Gates. He had a hit song with Young Shooter, who's no longer into music heavy anymore. That was on 98.5 and beyond. He had black producers. He had that boy Play pushing him as the only person pushing him in that lane of promoting. He had Darren Williams, DJ Wildstyle, was his primary DJ, pushing him throughout the city, and the only rappers and jack boys that was involved in Ape Life was black, 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 black. So when you say it's because of the city, we can't recreate something like the winning side is, I call cap.
Big cap.
Because I'm saying what I'm saying because I did my research. So if Chris Polk, a black man in San Antonio, can create a movement where everybody was supporting, right? But the only people in the group were black, what are you upset about? Why can't you recreate that? Why is being so pro-black in this city so anti-hate for everybody else? Because again, I said, we don't give any pushback during Fiesta. Battle Flowers, Battle San Jacinto, none of that. We show love. We show love here to our Mexican brothers and sisters. Anytime we want to ignite our group, we shouldn't hear from half-breeds, full breeds, or any other breed that ain't pushing pro-la culture. Because anybody that refutes anything I said, you got to hatred towards black people. Clip that. Anybody that has pushback to me igniting my group of people, challenging them to be better and combat the business that another group is winning in, you're anti-black. How about that? Let's wrap that up. If you want to make me the poster child, there it is, I said it. If you are against me promoting black rappers, you are anti-black.
Facts.
Because why is it no unity? The difference, my opinion, between Hispanic and black and it's in everything. It ain't even about music.
Okay.
They'll stay 15 of them will be in the house till they all come up on money and stuff. Like they whole culture is about unity. So
We can learn from them too. We can definitely learn from them.
So I'm, like I said, I'm in between. But with blacks, my experience, I'm gonna keep saying that there's not a lot of unity. There's a lot of
Competition.
trauma, competition. Oh, I want you to do good, but not better than me. I gotta have the money. I got this money, and long as they don't go over this, so long as these people need me. When you got money and you got a circle, 6, 7, 10 people, it ain't no reason. All of them ain't got no money. If this person cut hair, this person do nails, this person got a shop, I say this to people all the time that say they my quote unquote friends.
Yeah.
Why we ain't recycling the money? Why the fuck am I going to over here and spending $150 to get my nails done? I would prefer to spend it with you, but you lazy sometimes. Oh, your shop ain't open when it's supposed to be up. Oh, I don't feel like, most of the time they'll do everybody else stuff, but it might be something about you to where they always busy because it's the hate.
Facts.
So you have a lot of secret hate, secret animosity. I just feel like, I just feel like in the black community, period, not everybody, before somebody take it and roll with it.
If it don't apply,
but the majority, the biggest thing that has kept us behind is there's no unity, and there's always an agenda or a motive for you to do something.
Right.
So with the rapping, like I said, I'm not even mad at the Hispanics or whoever, because they show unity, period. So of course, if you're showing unity in whatever you do, it's gonna flourish. But with the blacks, once again, it's a competition with everything.
I don't even think I mentioned any of my Hispanic brothers and sisters in my post that you read. But they came in by the masses going hard, making it a division thing. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm finna eat y'all up with these mixed videos I'm finna create, because, hey, if I'm being a poster child, we finna go all the way.
Hey,
we finna go all the way.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, now there's a couple things to piggyback off what y'all saying. One is definitely down here is like I said, there's not a lot of cohesiveness where I think what part of the problem is that there's not that many competitors in the black businesses. When I say that, I mean,
yes,
it's not, now you may have, X amount of restaurants, that's a heavy popular thing, but I mean, how many black gyms is it? How many black, just different things that people have different choices within black culture. There's not a variety in San Antonio like that. So the ones that are ahead of everyone else, or that won in this particular genre, they're like, I would say gatekeeping, but they're the ones that everyone wants to try to, a lot of people are more comfortable with being consumers and not owners. You know what I mean? And that's very heavy down here, where you would think, man, if you do some history, man, San Antonio at one point had a Black Wall Street.
Absolutely.
I don't know if even black people in San Antonio that are from here, I'm not from here, but if you're from San Antonio, did you know you had a Black Wall Street at one point? I don't really know how much black people know how much the culture was thriving, and when before the civil rights had went ahead and allowed the gentrification back then, separated and dismantled the Black Wall Street that was down here in San Antonio, where you had a whole street full of black businesses, similar to like the ones you see off of the Zazamoras and everything down here. And I think that the mentality is not really together to be able to try to get a Black Wall Street, quote unquote. We should have a list of black businesses down here to frequent, to patronize, things like that.
Absolutely.
But like we said, man, it's too many Negroes out here that just wanna, they wanna hate, man. They don't want
to.
See
what you did there? See, now I just recovered from y'all siphoning that Patron and poisoning me. Don't think? And I know you're not going to. Before we play this local artist song, because now we're breaking in local artists. Because I'm gonna be a part of the solution, not the problem. Y'all need to push more media outlets that aren't commercial, meaning there needs to be additional outlets with enough power to push your record. If you get 1 to 10 no's over here, you might get a 1 over here. That's pushed by the culture. That's number 1. Number 2, everybody that's not a part of the initial culture I was talking to, please exit center. Please exit the stage left, because this conversation wasn't for you. This conversation was to to push and pump all artists who thought about giving up. I pretty much gave them ambition now and gave them something to focus in on. Maybe he got a point, but I ain't willing to give up. I'm gonna attack that point. Those are the ones who are willing to invest. Those are the ones who are willing to travel. Those are the ones who will succeed. But everybody else that has this race war that y'all want to do and use me, you're not gonna Tory Lanez me. You're not gonna catch me slipping, smab me up, because I'm giving so much free game to a group of people, and I'm putting a lot of money on books for too many people, and I'm creating additional lanes for too many people, that I messed up y'all's whole power dynamic. I'm not gonna be that. I told you in the first video, I go almost everywhere alone, but I'm never alone. And if you finish the job, you better do a really good job of getting rid of it, because Detective Gerald Wright gonna put you in the feds, boy. So if you ain't willing to go that far for something you were too scared to say, and if you ain't willing to one-on-one, then this conversation ain't for you. If you catch me out somewhere, y'all want to Aaron the plumber, I respect the fade. But that's not gonna change the point that I'm making. You will not vilify me and make me the target because you already had hate for that group. That's what this is. I gave a lot of y'all who are closeted hate anarchists a lane to spew that negativity. I gave you a poster to spew all your insecurities at, and I'm still cool with it because you will always be my son. You will always be my daughter. You have Afro-Latino and you have Afro-Caribbean. We birthed everybody. It's never going to affect me that hard. So whatever you say is going to make you an idiot because we birthed y'all. The black woman has O positive, O negative. She can save all of y'all. None of y'all can save her. What are we talking about? So before we break this artist in, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and we're going to play that song. No.
Ay, turn that bitch up, nigga. Don't be scared. Yeah. Check it out. Look. When all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet. When all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet. This is why I ain't got no friends, all I got is family. When the rope feels like it'll never end, them scissors come in handy. Blood related, thick or thin, it's still a sticky situation. They don't care about how you been, and these are people we call kin. They act like there's no relation now, so I just keep my distance. No frustration, no more stressing, I'm just not with all the bitching. Don't come ask for my opinion if you don't wanna hear the facts. I'm gonna tell you like it is, be true to yourself, straight like that. Fuck your feelings, no one cares, I learned that the hard way. Got me feeling like the Red Deshaun, just trying to duck and dodge a heartbreak. Pay attention to the man in the mirror, cause your reflection says it all, man. Roll the dice, nigga, shuffle the deck, but this ain't nothing like a card game. When all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet. When all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet. And I can still feel them tugging, bunch of crabs in a bucket. Tell them grab my dick and suck it. It's like an epidemic. Well, I just had an epiphany. Having a jealous friend is much worse than having an enemy. Hey, Selena's gone, but Yolanda's a prime example. Her life was not substantial, so why not just cancel the whole ride? Her life was in shambles. I have no clue what she was thinking, but the way she was acting ain't nothing new. That's just like Cain and Abel, But what do they bring to the table, huh? Niggas just wanna be famous, fuck that. I'm coming straight out the stable, yeah. All in your face like you're paying for cable. Look, there I go waking the neighbors up. I just couldn't let them label me. If you hate me, I'ma pray for you. Hey, when all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet. When all I had was me, I ain't trip, no, I took the advantage. They kept asking me how, but I knew they wouldn't understand it. Call it gravity, I'm down to earth, but I'm not from this planet.
That was Gravity. So that was Gravity by Yoda.
Okay.
All right. So I've been knowing Yoda for a while. I made some songs with Yoda. I think he's a pretty good artist. This song, you know what I'm saying? I would give it 3.5 mics. I would give it 3.5 mics. You know, the flow's there, the beat's there. I mean, the beat's there. No, I mean, the flow's there. I would use a different beat. I would use a different beat, but I think he has potential. What about y'all?
I know you in the game, so you know I'll
Oh, you gonna defer? We deferring.
Yeah, I'll speak on her behalf.
So, you know, look at him. No, so, of course he knows. Shout out to Lil Yoda. Of course he knows how to rap or whatever. I just think our biggest things is trying to sound different
Okay.
on different things. If I had to critique it, you know, it would be, what is it?
You got 5 mics, so.
Out of, okay, yeah, I'll piggyback you.
Okay, you get 3 3 2/4. All right.
So let me just say this.
Say hello to the bad guy.
I am a product of hip hop, man.
Okay.
I'm a product of hip hop. You know, I'm not trying to sound like no old nigga.
Okay.
Okay, because I'll be going hard on these old niggas.
I'm saying, shotgun on the porch.
I will say, I'm not Uncle Ruckus, okay? I will
Okay.
say this. We went through, I'm gonna say
Okay.
went through about four of them, 4 songs. And usually, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's hard for me to hear music that just kind of turns me off after 30 seconds to a minute. I'll give you a minute.
Okay, say it with your chest.
And you know, I think that this particular artist right here, I don't. This is my first time listening to their music.
Okay.
I do feel like the production, it's some pretty decent production. The spit, I can tell that they got spit in them, but it's very repetitive sounding. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like every song sounds the same.
Okay.
You know, maybe from the cadence to the, you know.
I guess you would have to listen to his portfolio first. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm being biased definitely because I've heard his portfolio.
Okay.
So I know what to expect. Yoda, you're gonna have to send a different song. But the song that, like I said, the song that you gave us, you skilled enough to, you know, not get hate. Be like, oh yeah, this guy's trash.
I'm gonna say this.
But
My guy, my Neezy, what
Yeah.
you put out 10 days ago,
the TV off?
that's what it's
The video?
Nah, the
Gravity
playlist he got that he released 10 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it now. You know, I'm not gonna roll. I'm not
Come
gonna
on.
push hard on you. I'm not gonna kick you back in.
To be honest, give it to him, Jay.
I'm gonna give you a 3.
Ooh,
I'm gonna give you a 3.25789
ooh.
76878.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
give you that. And you know, I just think that, you know what I mean, in this game where people hear your music, even if the production is different, if you sound the same on each song, if I close my eyes, and there's no disrespect, but
Yeah.
it's just like if I hear you, and it's like everything starts off with like that. That's how I'm gonna hear.
That was wild.
Oh,
That was wild, Jay. Go ahead, get your bag, bro. You know what time it is. But that was wild, B.
And I say this respectfully.
oh.
Respectfully, I mean, each one was like it started off,
Yo,
and then kind of,
You still doing it.
yo,
Hate it.
that's crazy.
I'm turning into like,
Yo,
and it wasn't.
Jay's
I don't know if
crazy
it
out
was-
here,
why
man.
did he do it again?
Bruh, like yo.
I mean, it was.
Man, Yoda, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Fam having a
Hey,
seizure on the review. I don't know what's transpiring.
Hey,
Shit.
if you see me on the streets, my knees, it's
No.
all love, man.
Look now.
It's all love.
I mean, hey, nigga,
I'm
people
just
can hate for pod. We pod, but hey, yo, that sound was crazy.
Not autistic, artistically, man.
Oh,
It was,
man.
you know, I
I'm
just think that,
turning
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
can't
you,
believe he did that shit.
this game is wild, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear, when I listen to your music,
Yeah.
I want to be able to hear range.
So look, you heard from us We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Put in the comments after you have subscribed.
Let's go.
Put in the comments how many mics you would give this song. What do you think about the artist? And if you would like to submit your music in, there is no charge right now. Send it to 210-no-teleprompter@gmail.com. Again, that's 210-no-teleprompter, exactly how I spelled in the subscription, at gmail.com.
Yeah, shout out to Yoda, man. Shout out
Yoda.
I mean, keep making that music, bro. You know, I like to be able to hear a playlist
Facts.
of discography of different projects. So keep dropping music, man.
Keep dropping.
And that's with any artist. Keep dropping, you know.
And we're going to drop this on y'all.
Let's go.
Broken, not damaged. Anything broken can be fixed. By yours truly, Heather Renee.
Let's go.
All right, so when I talk about business, you know, because contrary to the popular, this is all about business. When I talk about branding yourself and building your foundation from the ground up, not being a one-trick pony, but being multifaceted, that means you're a brand now. You have different services you offer, different talents you offer, different skills. She's not just an artist, she's a book writer.
You see that?
What
they say? Don't just book
hold on. This say #1 on Amazon.com, a #1 bestseller. Wait a minute. You can go to jail for posting shit like this. It ain't real. We sitting here with a prize author. I got a book on Amazon, and I ain't got more than 20 sales.
So
You out here killing the game.
Yeah.
Can you explain what this book? Oh, you can help me.
No, I'm finna tell you.
Okay. And then tell us about that book.
Talk about it.
Okay, so
Yeah, let's get
the
it.
short version, it's about overcoming abandonment
Okay.
issues, neglect, molestation, sexual abuse. I get real deep into most people. It's about making women take accountability. So whenever we don't get the love that we should have received at home, for me, my mom gave me up at birth, didn't know my dad, ended up staying with my grandparents. You know, if a lot of people fail you, you don't get the love that you're looking for at home, you eventually look for it in all the wrong places, right?
Facts.
So most of us think, oh, we got in this relationship. Every female I hear, it's always this man or my baby daddy or my ex-husband.
Talk about it.
The truth is, you already had that shit, you know, because most of us didn't have the mom, or we didn't have the dad, or we didn't have both. Most of us had stayed with our grandparents. Maybe they got tired of raising their kids' children, so you still didn't receive what you needed. So you get into these relationships and nobody tell you, like, hey, you can't believe and trust the first man that you with. You know, most guys might cheat, most guys might lie. Eventually you gonna cheat, you gonna lie, and it's gonna just continue to be a domino effect.
That's a
so
fact.
when you go in looking for the guy to be your daddy, be your mama, be your counselor, be your financial source, basically going in for them to be your everything, what you tend to forget is the same issues you have, they may have, right? So if they still didn't have their parents and they went through some of the things you went through, with me doing this and having my anonymous group, my private group, Broken Not Damaged, there are a lot of males that y'all would be surprised went through molestation, went through rape, and not just from an older babysitter that was a female. They already got their booty hole played with. Excuse my language.
Facts. That's a fact.
Most of y'all females make it hard for a man to want to tell you that, because the first thing y'all do when y'all disagree with something is call people gay. So I even talk about me being everybody know it ain't no secret, I've been in the same sex relationships all my life up until 4 years ago. I decided, let me go on and play and see what these men talking about for a spiritual.
Oh, you just not gonna throw that shit. We gonna swim in that in a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your plug.
With all that being said, I make women hold themselves accountable, meaning we're not going to keep saying because we're single parents or whatever that, oh, this guy did this or did that, because at some point we knew. At some point you have an idea of this probably ain't going to work out.
Right.
I think if we go in with the notion of because y'all might not know we do this, but for y'all women, y'all know
What's
we
up?
do this. Oh, I'm young. I don't care. I don't care if he ain't got this. I don't care if he got that. I ain't got no kids.
Really?
You supposed to care, because what happens is, why you gonna give a fuck once you had a kid? Now it's harder for you to go and do things and get yourself established and get yourself together. So all this, we having fun. We finna play. It don't matter if I'm being a hoe. It don't matter if I talk to this dude or this dude. It does matter. If you should already hold yourself to a standard of, some people ain't supposed to be in your energy, some people ain't supposed to be in you, soul time with you,
Okay.
and all that good stuff.
You see
Yeah.
what Heather Renee doing?
But yeah.
She trying to get these red pillars on her back. I see what she do. Hey, look. So one thing you said, I'm gonna touch on, and I'm gonna really take it to the swimming pool,
Oh,
because
my
you.
goodness.
So she does have a fact with the molestation, absolutely, because men champion older men. When you try to tell older men that you've been molested by a woman, they tell you they champion it. Antoine Fisher, they don't really process it the same as if it was a male or if it was a woman being.
Oh, it's an older
from
woman.
So you would look up the stats. There are a lot. If you would look up young women and young men who are molested, you'd be surprised on the numbers of the men. But let's get to the meaty gritty. You said all your life. How old are you, ma'am? I know you're not supposed to add. We're on a
I
pod.
am 35.
Okay, 35.
Years young.
Huh?
35 years young.
I'm about to be 35 in August, so we good. So you have, and you've been dating since what? 16, 15, 16, whatever.
Man, I've been really.
Because you say same
same.
sex, so.
I'm gonna say same sex. Started about 13.
Okay, so
Yeah.
13 and 35, we're looking at 22 years, y'all. So I mean -4. So we are 18 years. What made you switch it up?
So let me throw this out.
Because we finna stay in the pool. You ain't jumping in and jumping out.
Okay, so because most women are honest, so let me just
Okay.
say this.
Okay.
I have never disliked men, but like I can look at a guy, know he look good, but I never was like, if my mom was living, she would tell you. I've never been like, oh, I want to have sex with him. Oh, I want to do.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen somebody that made me, oh, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that.
Okay.
Now my dad was a preacher, my mom was a prosecutor. So when it came out that I was hiding these things, I always would get in trouble, like by my mom getting caught, like seeing big titties, seeing big booties, seeing even trying to touch my auntie one time, sleeping with her as a kid. You know, she in the bed, bra and panties, like. It wasn't something like most people play gay or they have their experience later, like from a kid. I can say maybe about 8 or 9. Now, did I think guys were cute? Did I have play boyfriends and stuff like that? Yeah, I'm not even mad with my baby. I have a 12-year-old and that's my only child.
Okay.
They were like, how you ain't mad with him? He don't do it. Because he knew I liked women. I knew he had other women. It was literally trying to please my background.
Oh, see.
You get what I'm trying to say? So we
absolutely
had an
understand.
arrangement, but then when other people would come and, oh, Courtney did this, I had to play like I was hurt. I already know Courtney was doing. Courtney was just, literally, my son was, I'm glad that he's here,
Right.
but I can't play like I had like years of having sex with a baby
So
daddy.
would you be
and nothing like that.
considered? Wouldn't you be considered bi? Because
Yeah, technically.
okay, because see, that's a different story. Because although you wanted to be in a relationship with a woman, you knew you wanted a kid, and you knew the way to get the kid.
Well, no, I didn't want the kid.
Oh, was a relationship with him got the
We
kid?
literally had an arrangement to shut my people up.
Dive into that.
Yeah,
then.
so we
Okay.
only, to be honest, we only had sex a couple of times out of
Was
like a year.
Was he?
So I was so dumb then, like I was 21.
So he was. You was his beard.
So I found out by going
Alright.
through his
Okay,
phone.
Jada. Talk to us, Jada Pinkett.
Found out by going through his phone one day because I'm like, how am I pregnant? We used a condom, right?
Okay.
And he was like, maybe God. So let me tell y'all, when men that are ladies' men, that mean they can get whoever they want and all that, when you're different, they try to hold on to you till later, especially when they older, because he had 7 years on me. So anyway, I'm reading through his message because it's, and I found out through a home, they was like, we knew you was going to get her pregnant. He done pulled the condom off, hitting it from the back. So most people like, how you didn't know? I didn't know because I didn't deal with dudes like that, you know.
It was a quick exchange,
So,
you know.
but it took for me to get pregnant. And this is what happens when y'all see these studs. They got 1 or 2 kids. They have them in high school. They're living through their parents. Their parents not accepting them. They might fuck on prom night, or they just trying to do whatever.
Yeah.
And then it took for me to have my kids to be like, I don't give a damn if he mad. Like from that point forward, I never, ever, it was never play with these niggas.
Okay.
So
How did you find your way back to said nigga?
so
I guess I'm letting you get shit off now. Come
I
on.
was in a toxic. So how I ended up here,
Toxicity.
I ran away here. We ain't gonna say from where, but I ran away here from a very toxic life or death situation. I came down here with my nose broke, teeth knocked out my mouth.
Yo.
It was healing from a wound, and I'm gonna leave that wound as just that. So we ain't gonna go too deep into it, but I felt like God was punishing me, which I know now that He wasn't punishing me, but I promised Him if He got me out that situation, I said that I will, help me if it's wrong, help me do this, help me not to desire the relationship. Now, y'all hear me speaking specifically, be specific in prayer. Yeah. I didn't tell God I want to fuck a female again. I said I don't want to desire the relationship because I desire a husband,
She
right?
playing games with G.O.D., man. That's crazy, man.
Let me get into it. So, because one thing about me, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
What's in you is in you.
Facts.
Let me say that I don't have a weed addiction, alcohol addiction. The only thing that's technically wrong that people could say was I love women. So I knew that I wasn't for sure if I was confident that I could cold turkey cutting off the sexual relationship with women.
Understood.
I love if I'm with a woman, I'm going to leave with what I came in with. You think you in love with men, you leave with 2, 3 children. If you ST,
I mean, we don't disagree with you, because Jay, you love women?
Oh, yeah.
I love women too, so I understand what you're talking about.
So basically the desire was gone.
Okay.
Like truly I desire a husband.
Okay.
I'm snatched up right now. I'm not married yet. Maybe within the next year or so. But
If you're watching, that's your burger.
no, it's already in the.
Okay, there you go.
So so it's just the whole thing shifted for me. Like I could look at women, I might dance in the club or whatever, and that's as good. I can admire a woman, I might dance at the club.
Okay.
That's as good as it gets for me. But really, the praying.
Okay.
Out of the 4 years, I was in 2 male relationships, or whatever, and one was, I learned dudes play the same, play little games and stuff too. We ain't gonna play like.
Play our game,
we ain't gonna play like. We ain't gonna play like stuff is perfect, but the fact that I can be honest and open.
Okay.
If I feel like I'm having a little, I think I won't.
Yeah.
Because
See, he finna benefit from both of that. He playing card right.
Maybe I need 2 or 3 encounters a year. I don't know.
Look.
But no, I can
on the right night.
Yeah, I can be honest. So, I'm very open. I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous female. Like I said, if I did something with a chick in the club, you can dance with a chick in the club. I don't care.
Okay,
just don't go bring no another one.
Well, plug it. Before we go to the next topic, go ahead and read off your book. Get your plug in right quick. That's what the title says. Let them know where they can find it.
Broken, not damaged. Anything broken can be fixed. I'm going to say when you're damaged, that means like you stuck in your ways. You don't even realize, you ain't even acknowledged that you have these things going on. So you can't fix something if you don't even acknowledge it.
Thanks.
It's okay to be broken. It's okay to not be okay. You just got to be around the people that's going to push you and not play off your insecurity and your vulnerability. So part 2 will be coming out in 5 months. My self-care journal will be out next month. Y'all continue to watch my page with the date.
Big facts. Other in that community though.
Oh no, because they be mad at me now when they be. I got my son's godmother is a stud. So I'm going to tell you, there's some studs that feel like it's wrong. They know they going to hell. They don't care. And then you got some people that's God love everybody, and that's to each.
I don't like to use God in a conversation of if you're schmay, or if you're lesbian, and I said this on the pod. Jay, tell me if I'm lying. I said I've never had a problem with schmay people or lesbian women because at the end of the day, you can wake up one day or have transgressions in life or trials and tribulations in life, and you'd be like, okay, I don't want to only be one-sided anymore. I want to have a child. I want to have, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have, it's the T's that really I get under their skin. I get under their skin because
As you should, because they go through a whole.
I would
when
never
they get
ask for their
together-
number if they didn't look like you.
Exactly. I'm finna say they go through the whole image change. That's where I'm like, you ain't even accepting yourself no more. So I'm opinionated with it all, but I feel like if a man is gay, he's still a man, female. But when you get into playing with these surgeries and
Come
shit,
on.
then you're not even accepting who you are. You
I
trying to
can't put on a police badge and walk down the street and say I identify as a cop. I'm gonna go to jail. You wanna know why? Because you're impersonating a cop.
Right.
You're only impersonating women.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand on that, bro. It's like, hey, yo, I'm in the club, I'm having a good time, my boy with Jay, everybody, we all blah, blah, blah. I see a baddie, you know what I'm saying? Because if the wife with us, it's the same thing. If the wife with me is the same thing. She is on both sides of the fence.
You can appreciate nice looking
You feel me?
women.
No, she on both sides of the fence.
Okay.
So if we see somebody out in public and we end up, if I send her over there and she go over there and she come back and she like, hey, yo, you sent me to a man. I'm gonna be like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know?
Right.
Yeah.
They way over there in the back of the club. I just said, look at that one. And you go, and it's like, bro, I wouldn't have even came. Okay, I know that's excessive, bro. But I wouldn't have came over there and even was interested, Jay. You feel what I'm trying to say, Jay?
Yeah.
If you wasn't impersonating the cop.
Yeah, see, I like to say I ain't got no problems with women liking women
Facts.
because it's real simple with me.
They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. Oh.
Women have innies, guys have outies.
There we go. Turn up, comedian.
So
Turn up.
because the innies,
Trying to say my nigga ain't funny.
the
Get out of
innies-
here.
The innies
Yeah.
they can deal with the innies. So it's pretty much gonna be cat on cat
Scissor.
interaction. You know what I
saying?
mean? Now you may now, and because the day and age where we at now, you got these females that use these schmap-ons
Yeah.
that got extra girth and length of plastic,
Didn't even like the
and
ones
then
that
you
said, baby.
tearing your insides up.
Just ruin the
Because
clitoris.
you got some Medell products. Is it Medell? What was the toy company? Y'all got a bunch of products in your body now.
Come on.
And you think that the plastic is giving you what you want. But in reality,
Can't even sit down because it's so sensitive now.
yeah, and then some of y'all got these roses that turn the sensitivity off your knobs. And so now you can't even feel things. You got to do 1,000 Kegels
Come on.
to try to strengthen the muscle.
Come on.
And so it's real simple guns and butter, man. Women got innies, the guys got outies.
Talk to him.
Now it's so much diabolical. Look at me in the camera, people.
Talk to
it's
him,
so
man.
much diabolical trickery, goddamn sorcery, that now the make-believes and the familiars is getting these operations, and now it's just tricking the nigga, and it's just bad, man. That's why I'm glad I'm in a relationship,
Yeah.
because if you somebody single out here right now, good luck, my knees.
Man, look, it's hard. I had to go. Look, I was having problems in mine, and we breaking up and doing all. I'm like, it ain't nothing out here.
Man,
Let me go on
nothing
and
but trouble.
let me go on and go home.
I'm telling you,
Like, 'cause-
the men out the men out here impersonating
God.
representation of good men, and kittens out here carrying parvo.
Yeah.
You better, hey, look, that water is so toxic, you can't even see your toes at the bottom, bro. You jump in, you might lose a limb.
Goddamn.
Y'all gotta be careful in this dating world, cause it's looking like city girls winning, and Pookies and Ray Rays dominate.
And the Transformers are real.
Transformers,
Yeah.
robots in disguise.
More than meets the
Hey,
eye.
hey,
They-
TikTok,
they knew.
if we drop this on y'all, I know they gonna come for us. We ready.
They knew.
We ready.
Transformers knew.
We ready.
And more than meets the eye. They knew what was coming.
Y'all tried to get me when I was talking about Doshi. Hey, I stand on 10 toes when I said what I said, and I'm gonna continue. Hey, look, I'll be the Dave Chappelle of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to have an issue because to me, fuck everybody else's opinion, to me,
Let's go.
hey, bruh, y'all impersonating the most beautifulest thing, the most divine thing, the only thing that can replicate God itself which is create another living human being, is said woman.
Yeah.
And you took them off the tampon. You stole their jobs. You know how many women were getting photography photos and recording studios to be on Lays or Quintex and all of that shit? There's a lot of women. Yeah. You know how many commercials were getting aired?
Yeah.
All those jobs gone. All because you wanted to exist. And now guess what? Shout out Trump. Yeah, we're going real viral.
Yeah.
Shout out Trump.
Yeah.
Because now you got to pick a side.
The orange one.
Hey, live how you live, but there should be no reason my 10-year-old in the 5th grade is getting drag queens reading books to them when they know nothing about schmecks yet. That makes no sense to me. You can persuade and you can go pursue on your own accord. But y'all doing this to the kids in Disney and in bookstores, it's foul. And y'all want to attack me for saying this? I'm going to say it again. If y'all are gonna do that, release the hounds. If you're gonna teach them that at 10, I wanna show them porn star schmucking like it's never been shown. I want them to see the beauty of a woman riding them so well, or them hitting that spot in a swerve till it explode as many times so they can be like, oh, you think that's cool? This is cool. If you're not willing to go 10 toes, then stop lying to me saying that this ain't no persuading or this ain't no business you're creating. Because if that was the case, you would let them see schmucking all day long in the same libraries that you're showing them that. But y'all not willing to do that, because the numbers would definitely go the other way.
Facts.
Period. So, you had something that happened in Atlanta, big dog?
So, we got reports earlier that sometime either today or late last night, there were 2 unalived bodies of 2 Caucasian males that had on KKK uniforms.
Oh, wow.
Now, I've been going through, I've been looking to see if this is like a confirmation, which I have not seen confirmation of this.
Okay.
I guess this is just a word. My thing is this, if that is true, it kind of goes back to earlier we was talking about with the music scene. Like and even on the TikToks, it's a whole narrative of, because of what's happening out here with the climate of the racial volume and temperature,
Facts.
that there's going to be a little schmeish war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They've been saying that for 4 or 5 years, right?
And so,
Right.
like, when I see or hear things of what's happening, like what we're talking about now in Atlanta, if that is true, I mean, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when something is reported that is not all the way confirmed,
Yeah.
you know, it leads me to kind of believe that they kind of plant these things, man.
Ooh.
You know, something similar to the movie Nightcrawler.
Absolutely.
Go watch that movie.
Absolutely.
Where nowadays, you don't need TMZ to come out with a false narrative or some kind of narrative that creates some kind of conversation. You can just get online.
1 person and 10 blogs.
And they can allow it in the algorithm, and then all of a sudden it's just popping up on your feed. So I mean, because if you give if a black person gives any kind of real emotion towards it, like, oh yeah, man, I'm glad they did that shit, and I hope it happens some more. Like, that ain't the way it gotta be, because
Facts.
you get enough of that, then all of a sudden it's really gonna be a problem.
Yep.
They're gonna come up with a whole new term, like how you know, Obama supported the black identity extremists.
Facts.
That's a term that we only exclusively have, and if you talk enough like that online,
Facts.
they're gonna start labeling you. You're gonna be a target. You're gonna be in a database. As soon as you drop it, they're gonna be like, "Hey, we got him."
Yep.
And that's not, you know. So I don't know. If it happened, it happened.
Get my book back.
You know.
I'm with you if it happened.
Shout out to Atlanta, man.
Renee, what you got to say on that?
It's a new day. Just notice before I'm in cut. Just a new day. We all the things like what's happening in Ohio. It's a new day, man. We ain't
I'm going to segue into that.
sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and mama and tired.
You feel me?
I think it's weird it ain't popping up enough.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
when you're looking for it.
Well, it popped up,
That's-
but it didn't give any specifics.
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
So, could that be
That's a little suspicious.
because they are occupying themselves with it being Atlanta, with Young Thug just getting out, with old buddy like Gunna snitching. The snitching in Atlanta is they Young Thug can't even go back to Atlanta.
Well, my thing, they put out Tory Lanez getting stabbed 14 times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
That has nothing to do with releasing specific. If this really happened,
He got poked up.
if this really happened, they know that if they released it, see, this is different than Lil Ronnie and his daughter.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see justice for that because a child was unalived. In this, nobody wants to see justice except for people who believe that they've been victimed. So why would a community of 90% black people snitch on their own to save two shmay individuals?
Yeah.
So right now, the no snitching is at all-time high because who would want to snitch on that? Y'all gonna tell the story because you know how we are. We want to beat our chest. I think I'm being honest. I think it's true. I think it's true. And when the first couple people started talking about it, they let everybody know, hey, if y'all drop any names, y'all drop any areas and specifics. Because I saw a TikToker, and I ain't gonna put you out there, bro. I ain't gonna put you out there, bro. Because who's to say, you know, certain people watching right now. Hey, I will segue into Mr. Hinton Jr.
Let's go.
I love what I'm seeing. Say hello to the bad guy. Hey, there are a lot of us fathers who change diapers, who take those things you gotta shove in the booty and pop it out so they can release poo because it's stuffed. We go to doctor's appointments, suppositories. We go to doctor's appointments. We go to ear infection appointments. We go to ammonia appointments. We went through this COVID stuff. We take them to school, daycare, events.
Facts.
They become really the only thing that matters because everything we do revolves around being the best for them. And then you fucking take that. See, it's y'all's fault that y'all push this narrative black dads aren't active because a lot of us are.
Facts.
You took his baby. You took his entire existence to live, and then you played in his face. You showed him footage of his son running and getting up on a trash can in fear for his life. And you took it. And you didn't think there was going to be any retaliation? All your Christian colonizer books state an eye for an eye. That an unrighteous man is a man that doesn't protect his seed. This man going to heaven from your words. He may not have gotten the same one, but he's letting you know it's 1 for 1 now. That awakened the burning desire in a lot of us that have slaves living in them, ready to rebel. And they all showed up at the court hearing. His brother tapped on the window, and we're here for you. His brother, of the one who actually unalived his son, had the audacity to get up and grab him. It was a wrap. 20 black people went to jail. They in a riot fighting the police. Ohio getting it popping, and it's starting to chain that we are not waiting and kumbayaing for a justice system that isn't for us. We got life insurance checks now, so when you unalive us, you're making us rich. And if you take one, you better get ready to lose one because you got gangs in your union as well. That's why they said you're protecting the blue wall.
Talk about it.
So these actual gangs are saying we going to jail for life for taking our own. How about we go for taking y'all's? Because you're taking our kids now.
Talk about it.
Mr. Hinton Jr., you have inspired the masses. They took your GoFundMe down, but you put up your correction stuff, and I donated $100. I got the proof. Hey, look, if y'all let Aiden Ross donate $10,000 to Austin Metcalf when we now have proof that Carmelo boy is finna walk free because y'all jumped him, then I can donate to whoever the hell I want. And y'all love Aiden Ross, all my black people, but y'all want to complain why y'all can't get in the streamer space. Y'all want to complain that Kai Cenat and ISO Speed is the only ones getting Levy and DDG, but y'all over here pushing these clowns. Y'all over here pushing that. Academics, you over here riding Schmake so hard, you probably gargling this schmum. He ain't even been on your platform. But hey, the Shmew Aiden Ross, he got the Shmew Drake, come on. But you can't have it. See, a lot of y'all are upset at my sentiment, but I speak truth. You do not promote your own people. You do not want them, you want them to succeed, but not more than you. And you do not want to see them shine at all. So you have self-hate.
Facts.
Kick that to you, ma'am. How you feel about that? Did you see the Hinton Jr. thing?
Yeah, like you said, it's almost like the people who are disagreeing with it, if you've seen the footage, how can you?
Combat it.
Yeah.
I mean, because somebody take my son, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go on and sit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sit down. Now it's different if my son pointing the gun, or
Facts.
that's
Right.
different. But
Do you think he would have did that if his son was having to stand down with the police, or if his son did do something that was life-threatening?
No, I don't think he would have done it.
And I think that's what everybody's missing.
Because you can tell by you can just tell by the demeanor and the face. Anybody that, look, I almost got up. They
can't see you if you stand up.
Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To everybody, like,
He
yeah.
standing on business. I meant what I did.
Yeah. Head up
I meant what I did.
Huh,
I
Jay?
thought about it before I did it, and
He knew his life. He knew his life over with, but he went out for a righteous cause.
I'm ready for my consequence.
I'm gonna say,
Face all beat up during the trial. We know y'all in there punishing my guy.
as someone that's from the Midwest, that y'all gotta understand,
Talk about it, city boy.
If you're not familiar, if you ain't familiar with the Ohio area, Ohio has gone down in Ohio on a lot of other situations and cases. You know, Tamir Rice was out of Ohio. You know what I'm saying? You got Ohio's. It's a lot of black people in Ohio. All right, so let's not. In Cincinnati, in places like Cincinnati, Ferguson, Illinois, where where Mike Brown went down, you got Cincinnati that's mostly predominantly black. It's like maybe 80%, 75%. It's a real big percentage of black populated people in Cincinnati. The problem is about 95% of the police units are all white.
Facts.
And so what happens is there's always some kind of conflict. And I think because Ohio is one of these places like it's a melting pot, and we sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so,
They got the unity we need.
and when they let out the footage of this, now they let out this little BS footage that they put online.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? If he knew that his son was someone that was really in his life and but I don't really think it would have been as what he did.
Yeah.
But I believe when he saw that footage, he knew it was BS. And from my understanding, there's other cases, and we ain't talking about like there's a case of these twins that got killed in Georgia, and it's like, man, they got mysteriously just found, shot, and I mean
Thrown in the water,
and they were throwing their pictures around. They were sharing these twins' pictures in high schools and them being dead, and so in this particular case in Ohio, I believe that these police officers they probably already kind of knew. The area, they probably may have knew the father at some point. And I'm not saying from just illegal situations, but just from being around Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they all kind of, but one thing I'll say is this, because black people are more on code, black Americans are on code more than ever. If you can run up the books for Austin Metcalf, if you can run up the books for the what's the chick's name that was in Minnesota?
Yeah,
got money on her.
$500,000 for calling a child with autism a jigger.
Yeah, a snicker and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And because they run that money up on them, and if you don't know by now, these white supremacists are getting backing.
Yes, sir.
And they're getting their GoFundMes. They're getting all these resources off of the deaths of or the slurs and the harm of black people. And so what I say is this, man.
Organization money.
I'm glad that what's happening right now in Cincinnati, and he came in that courtroom, all them sheriffs was in there trying to, and they haven't even released the officer that shot his son.
Oh, you know they ain't.
They ain't released nothing.
He 10 states away.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? He came in there, man, his head was high. And then some people will say, well, he didn't even go get the person that smilled his son.
Yeah.
Well, the point is this.
Okay.
All this talk about, because they released a statement from the police department and they start talking about, we're sad this happened in Blase School.
Yeah.
These were black people they had on there because they got black people in the
And the force, they
department.
do.
And so when they start talking about it needs to be more training. When they start talking about
Trigger word.
it needs to
Always
be
training.
more of this and
Trigger
more of
word.
that. Well, guess what happens, y'all?
What happens?
Well, because of the lack of training, maybe that particular day, that brother was driving that car and lost his particular way of putting his foot on the brake.
You feel me?
Maybe when you all are talking about that it needs to be some kind of like retraining and read this and read that, well, maybe that will get us the reasoning of not being able to see straight when we driving and just so happen to just ram into somebody that we thought that was, like some PTSD. Maybe the brother had trauma so much he was driving and then if you see the officer he ran over,
Hey, yo.
I don't condone any Smith, but the officer he ran over looked like somebody part of them people.
I don't have a lot of energy because, again, y'all tried to poison me because of what I said.
Sheesh.
So I'm going to give you my best. What Brother Jay is trying to let y'all know is I think the fear for your life is so one-sided. I think psychology will teach you that colors matter. They also are in tune with frequencies. That's why that siren mixed with your lights produces a fear for the life of the person that you're pulling over because you want to know the difference. Y'all going to say, oh, if they're fearing for their life, they're doing something wrong. Okay. How about they fear being unalived by a shmun? How about they don't have a shmun and you do, and you have a license to unalive them? How about that? How about you having a fear of people who don't even have a shmun and you have a shmun is such a preferenced ideal or a superiority complex that y'all out here maxing out so many people of a certain color that now y'all done ran down to their kids. I think that's so one-sided. And I think this case is going to open a floodgate of laws and levies that are about to really burden a lot of y'all in the force. Again, I have some of them in my family, and I say the same thing I say to y'all. If you ain't cut for the job, you shouldn't have it. You're supposed to protect the community, not just yours. So if you're in fear for your life in the community that you always patrol, you are not one with your community. And that's a fact.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
no, just one more thing, man. And we let's not leave out that, man, when it comes to them not being able to stand someone down or come in and try to control the situation, there's a video circulating of these two young white boys.
Kids!
Like they 10.
Come on, with a strap.
Was strapped up, and they pointing it, they moving the shmun hand to hand. Whole time police calming them down, standing them down, while Tamir Rice they had a real
And he had a
strap on him.
BB. He had a
Tamir
BB.
Rice had a fake gun shmun on him, and they still rolled up on him and unalived him just like that.
Come on.
So these police officers, look, they know what they signed up for, and let's not forget, and I'm gonna land with this. Let's not forget, around 2011, they came out with documentation talking about how these white supremacist groups have infiltrated law enforcement.
Absolutely.
From the top to the bottom.
Absolutely.
And that's what. So you got people that we don't know when these police officers be unaliving us for nothing.
Yeah.
We gotta try to find out. We need to know, hey, what they credibility look like.
Yeah,
How many incidents have they had that's been inappropriate? Just like them officers.
Let me get a
in
police
Memphis.
facts.
Yeah, just like them black officers in Memphis, who I believe a majority of them were tellers.
Yeah.
Who unalived brother down there in Memphis, and they just got off in front of that all-white jury. But then they should be put behind bars because he wasn't who they killed, who they unalived wasn't the only one that had incidents with.
Big facts.
They got videos of
Big facts.
stories in Memphis of them same police officers doing harm to other black males throughout the community.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So just because it's white supremacist playbook, don't mean it's just them that's representing it. They'll go find, like, if you don't know, in Houston, they got correctional officers, they got COs that are Nigerian that are down there mostly in them prisons.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So they got all these other different types of people that ain't real black Americans, and they on their team. And so we up against something that it's like we just tired.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to see more uprisings, and we got the ancestors talking.
Yeah.
We got that energy where if you gonna do this, we gonna do that, and it's gonna really be eye for an eye, man. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go ahead and give us some respect on her name.
Facts.
Leave us the fuck alone, man.
Since we got a woman here for our last topic, you know what gets on my nerves? Because you said what gets on your nerves. You know what gets on my nerves?
Go ahead on your nerve.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Kids are going to rock with you so tough, but you say Halle Berry, hallelujah. No. No, Kenny. No Kung Fu, Kenny. Not that one, bro. She was on a podcast earlier this year. She pretty much said what Diana Ross said before Diana Ross said it. She's piggybacking off of all the men that she's been with, have all been trauma, have all, did this without her. But the sane ones, we know, like, hey, yo, that's Halle Berry. Like, that's not Diana Ross, that's Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Tracy Ellis Ross, that's Halle Berry, yo. So Halle Berry can have literally her pick of any litter.
Yeah.
And she keeps having problems with men. So we already knew what it was. It was either one, you're crazy, or two, dry box. And I guarantee with the new tweet, we see her promoting her lube with her new 50-year-old dude. So I'm willing to say dry box. What do you have to say about that?
Dry box.
I'm going to say it could be 50-50.
Oh.
Because who's to say that she probably was a little crazy, a little throwed up. So I don't know how true this is, but I want to say I read before that she was struggling with like mental health.
Oh yeah,
right?
David Justice.
And they actually have some. It's either on Tubi or Netflix, and she played these characters well. The woman with the multiple personality. You know who I'm talking about?
Helen Keller?
Like I can't.
Oh, see Helen Keller out, yo. Oh, yo, I knew she loved yellow.
But no, let me tell you.
Man.
So I think it could be. The only reason I'm gonna say 50-50 because now she's up in age. Maybe now it is dry.
Well, she said it is. She talked about it. She said how women go through menopause and that how she had to go to the doctor because the faucet didn't work, so it started to swell up. She said all these things.
But if it happened early on, because let me say this.
Okay.
So when I was contracted through BAMC 2 years ago,
Okay.
it was a nurse in there, and she was telling me like, I think I'm finna look for a sister wife, and I'm thinking she was playing because she would always be talking. I'm like, girl, you just 42, right? She's like, yeah, but I've been fucking since I was 13. And she was like, apparently,
my bad.
if you've been having sex for a long time, you can be dry before menopause and all these things.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
I'm just saying, and it threw me off because I'm like, what?
No, that makes sense. That's crazy. I didn't think
She admitted that she was like, I've been having sex since I was about 13, and this was her second marriage. And she was like, he just keep wanting to go. She can't go. She can't even get wet sometimes. And same thing.
So give us a number. How many bodies does it take for one's faucet to no longer leak?
That's a lot of bodies. That's a haunted house.
I just took it. Look, 13 to 42, shit. I'm just taking on the years of probably how many. I don't know, because what about these people that's married for 25 years? Like, that's one body, and you using your coochie for.
Well, see, I think it's more what you consume and eat. I think a lot of what we put in our bodies is what's getting women. I think it speeds things up.
That pH balance be off. Balance
be off. If you've been eating foods or putting something in your body that directly affects your productive system, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And because of what they put in this shit now, it can really intensify it. And like black women have been known to have more like polyps. They've been known to have more things going on with the cervix and more of that's why they want to try to take you all's whole thing out. They when you all, because a lot of black women have died on the tables of pregnancy and having children. That's a statistic people don't really want to talk about. Black women are the by far none.
Yeah.
They are more likely to transition on the operation table or the delivery table than any group of female. And so these things are done purposely, So when a lot of women go in and they get checked, and it can be something that can change holistically or something that can change in your diet, instead they'll be like, well, this X, Y, and Z, we got to give you a whole hysterectomy and take because they'll take your parts and give it to someone that can't produce.
That is not as fertile because you will forever be fertile.
They got all these transplants now, and so I can kind of go for the sexual. I think that could do something too.
The
but,
major part, yeah. It's,
you know,
it's probably a mixture.
It can. I believe it can happen, but to make it like not to make it just dry up like that, like desert storms.
Take us home, Jay.
It gotta probably be a lot. And before he get on this, black women, let's start getting back in the gym. Cause you said something, it just like I said, y'all know I'm on my journey or whatever.
Protect the temple.
Let's go, even if you on the treadmill for 30 minutes a day, because like you're saying, there's a lot of things with the black women, like, oh, with how you eating. You can't eat bad and not work out and think you're going to go get a surgery and it's going to be cool. Because even with the surgeries, you got to keep up with them. And if you don't, they drop, or you got to keep adding to it.
BBL stinky.
Let me just say this. I see a lot of Caucasian, Latinos and stuff in there. And I see a lot of older black women in there. I don't see a lot of people younger, around my age, or even in their 40s. And I'm just finna have to be messy. I'm gonna have to agree with my brother.
Okay. Charles Barkley?
Y'all.
Go ahead. Hey, go ahead. Talk to him now.
We spend about $300-400 on our hair. Y'all don't want to sweat out the lace front glue. Get you a glueless wig if you're serious about your journey, or get you some braids and go to the gym, because who cares about a $300-400 wig on your head if your gut's sticking out farther than your titties
Milk carton.
you know, and your butt and stuff like that. Like, let's take care of the temple too. Because guess what? When you're taking care of the temple too, you start making you feel like, baby, I don't even want the $300 wig no more.
Nope.
You start feeling like you can go natural sometimes.
Come on.
But yeah, let's get back. Let's quit going through people's phones and hating on other women. Let's just get back to the gym and get our facials and just get back into our health and stuff again, man. Let's put the energies in the right place.
Yeah, because it's a couple things.
Take us home, Jay. Take us home, Jay.
It's just a couple things. One thing on what you just said is, we gotta.
I'm tired
I'm gonna
of
tell you, ladies.
I'm tired of seeing all it.
And the ladies, she said something that was so prolific. You spending $300 on your hair, and the maintenance of your hair ain't reflective of the maintenance of your body. I'm fucking your hair. Okay?
And that's been another episode of No Teleprompter. Holla at us. Let's get